Hi guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome to if you're new here. Today we're going to review the Essie Summer 2023 collection, which is called Push Play. Before you guys ask me what I'm wearing, I have a combo actually of Color Club Rocky Mountain High, one coat of this and one coat of Berry Naughty. This is what you get, okay? All right, so this collection, I bought it myself from a store close to me. It's just a local store. They don't have a website or anything, but Beyond Polish has it available. And remember, you can always use my code, which is an affiliate code, and it works on regularly priced items. So let's get into them. All right, first up we have Push Play, and this one's the namesake of the collection. Now, let me tell you, I'm used to these blues for Essie being cream colors that are like one coaters. Like, for example, Infinity Cool. That was a one coater, absolute perfection. And this one was perfect at two coats, but the first coat I did see some streaks because the formula is not like a fully cream color. It felt kind of crelly on the first coat, but then on the second one it was like perfect, you know. So it's a very, very good formula. But I do like remember when I swatched it, I expected it to be like Infinity Cool, which was like a extremely opaque and like highly pigmented blue, and it wasn't. So I was like, oh, this is different. But it's very easy to work with, very shiny, self levels. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. But yeah, I just remember that when I did the first coat, I was like, oh, this is a little bit different, but not in a bad way. And now, of course, when we see this, the first thing I thought about was the Orly that just released. And they're not duplicates. You're going to see, I have some comparisons for you guys between these two. And, you know, they're not the same, but they're very close in the bottle. They're actually closer in the bottle than they are on the nail. Up next, we have Grass Never Greener, and I have in my notes just a great solid two coater. I don't really have anything else. It was very, very good on the first coat and second coat, but it does benefit from the second. I do have to say, if you have shorter nails and you do like a thicker first coat, you might be okay on one. It's very nicely pigmented. Again, self levels beautifully, no issue whatsoever. Gorgeous formula. And I do have a bunch of colors to compare to, but I just picked the top three that were the closest, as you guys are gonna see here in the comparisons. But yeah, I don't really think they're like an exact dupe. But the one that looked the closest to me, I think it was this one, which is Front of You from the Orly Breathable. Very, very close, but not exactly, you know, not exactly a dupe, but, you know, very close. All right, up next we have Sunshine Be Mine, and this one is a yellow that on the first coat you're gonna see some streaks. This is very white base, doesn't have crelly formula or anything like that. It's a cream, and it was like perfect for me at two coats. Like I have in my notes, awesome at two coats, like really awesome. Yellows are not made this well, but this one is. So I apparently at the time that I swatched, I was impressed enough with it to be a yellow. Usually yellows are like planned for three coats, and I'm not saying that some of you might not need three. I don't know, it depends on the polishing technique, but usually for me these colors are three coaters, and this one was a two coater. It is a fantastic yellow. I think it is the best yellow that I own in this color range, you know, so very, very, very good. Up next, we have Start Signs Only, and this one has a sort of crelly finish. It's not the typical Essie opaque on the first coat red, you know, and it's not even a red. I see this as an orange, but anyways, the formula was very good, very easy to work with, self levels, all of that, but keep in mind that it does have a squishy type of finish, even though it builds opacity. So that's why I'm thinking like crelly-ish maybe, you know. And now when it comes to the color, I thought it was a red, but it's not. This is an orange. And I know maybe in some pictures it's gonna look like a red, and you guys might think it's like a fiery red. No, no, no. I think this is an orange. When you see it in person, and you know, you can tell. And if you put it next to like an actual red color, for example, like Red Heads Ahead by OPI, which is a red, you can see how orange this is. And then if you put it next to, for example, Cajun Shrimp, you can still see how much, you know, much more orange it is. So just keep that in mind that it is not a red. All right, up next we have Climbing High, and this one again, I thought it was closer to black. It's not. It's like a charcoal gray, and it's gonna dry, you know, a little bit darker than you might be seeing here in the bottle. And I have in my notes that it's also kind of like feeling a little bit squishy crelly-ish on the first coat, but you know, amazing opacity on the second coat, completely, you know, covered everything, easy to work with, the whole thing, you know, no complaints whatsoever. But it's also not the typical Essie super pigmented cream on that first coat that you might be used to. This one definitely has a more of a crelly squishy, you know, feel to it, but on the second coat, it looks like a perfectly good cream. So you're not gonna have any issues. Everything's great. Up next, we have In My Sandbox. And this one on the first coat was streaky and it felt a little bit chalky, but still it was easy to work with. And I know that sounds weird on the same sentence because sometimes it happens when a polish is too white base. Sometimes you get some streaks, but then on the second coat, it was perfect. And I mean, perfect, perfect. Just like the yellow for me was like that. First coat was a little bit streaky and felt a little bit kind of chalky, but in the second coat, it built up beautifully. This one was the same. And also, even if it was a little bit, felt a little bit white based, you know, initially, the second coat went on like super creamy, self-leveled beautifully, everything. It was very, very good. I was actually impressed on that second coat, how easy it went on. And when I first saw it, I thought in my head, because in my head I always go there, I thought, oh, OBI done bossa nova me around. And then when I actually put them side by side in the comparisons, it's not like that at all. Like in the bottle, you can tell the bossa nova has a lot more pink or, you know, mauve undertones, and this one has a lot less. But here on the camera, this one's not showing the tiny, tiny, tiny hints of maybe something rosy that I see in person. But anyways, I try to do comparisons for you guys. But yeah, it's not a dupe at all. Even on the nail, they look a lot more different than in the bottle. But I don't know. When I see these colors, I always think of Dumbo Sanova Me Around. I don't know. Now, I have to tell you, when I first saw this collection, it gave me immediately flag vibes. That's because it has so many like primary colors that are used in flags. Like, for example, you have Jamaica, you have Brazil, Mexico, Ghana, Italy, France, Cuba, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, Haiti, you know, and so on, right? And so on. Because there's such typical basic colors that are found in flags. And that was the first thing I thought of. And then my friend Kathy was like, you know what I'm thinking of? All right, I'm going to give you guys a second to see if this brings up in your head the same thing that it did for Kathy. Olympic rings, right? Like if you think about it, that's exactly right. She is exactly right. I didn't think of the Olympic rings first, you know, I thought of flags. But flags, Olympic rings, like if you tell me that this reminds you of like crayons or it's something like that, these are the primary colors that we learned about in kindergarten. So anything that has those colors, if these polishes remind you of that, then I think you're onto something. All right, so now when it comes to the palette of the collection, what it actually means, if you read the description, it says, choose from 6 joyful, saturated shades inspired by the unexpected fun of a perfect summer day. I mean, if I look at this, unless you're telling me that it's something that's like themed after like something related to primary colors, like crayons or flags or something like that, I'll be like, this collection could say anything. You can read any description you want. You can say, choose from 6 electric shades inspired by the shoes from Fashion Week. You'll be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Or if you say, collection inspired by all the candy we ate in summer, any description that you throw at this will work. So, you know, I'm on the fence about it. Now, individually, the polishes have amazing quality. So if you like anything here, especially keep an eye out on this yellow. If you like yellow polish, this is a must. I'm telling you. All right, so I want to now talk about my personal preference. And this has nothing to do with the quality of the polish. This is me as a consumer, what I think about them. I think if I bought this, right? So if I had to buy this again, not for review, but for my purposes, I would absolutely immediately get the yellow. Like I said, it's one of the best yellows I have tried, especially in this color range. You know, this tone of yellow, it's very, very good. This green, I love it. Now I have others, but if I didn't have a green in this tone, this is very, very good. This is something that I normally don't gravitate towards. I like my reds red and my oranges orange. This mix of like red, like orange reds are not for me. Now I do like corals, but not the orange reds. So personally for me, this, I don't care. This one, if you don't have any, this one's fantastic. So I would say it's a yes, but this is a color that we probably already have. So for that, like, man, it depends. It's gonna be personal for you. For me, I have a lot of them. So if it was to wear and not to review, I would probably not have to get it. This one, it's good quality, but I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. Like if you don't own any charcoal grays and you must have one, this one's good. But for me at this point, it's kind of tough because I have like almost every color. But these two are something that I will get even if I had some similar ones, just because the quality is so good, you know. And usually like the yellow, like I was saying, it's not something we see this good. And then the blue, I feel like I have a bunch that maybe are not exact dupes, but when you wear them, they look about the same. So I will personally not have a need for it. but it has good quality. So, you know, if you like it, then if you like wear these types of electric blues, this one's a really good one. So that's my personal kind of like commentary on these. Again, remember, if you like these polishes, they are available right now at Beyond Polish, but I didn't buy them there. I bought them on my local store because I was there and they had them, so I grabbed them. That's it. Thank you guys so much for coming to my review, and I hope to catch you on the next one. Bye.